I usually start with what I
maybe
don't like.
maybe start with what you don't like.
There's too many penalties, just silly stuff, procedural stuff, but just, I mean, you gotta make it look like football. It didn't look like football at times. But then there's some, Callan made some great throws. We had some guys making plays out there. But the penalties will ruin a drive pretty quickly.
Yeah, good runs from Cornell too. I mean, what you see
Cornell and Sala, a couple that I remember off the top of my head, but thought they ran well, ran hard. We're going to need them to do that during the season for sure.
Taz had a nice catch there on the sideline too, about midway through. Just how important do you feel like the depth for the wide receiver group is kind of showing and looking like this year?
I mean, it's critical. Good thing is, those guys are all a year older, and the experience is good, experience in the system and experience playing in games. So Taz, David, those kind of young pups are stepping up, and then you got guys like Eddie and Malachi and Carson Boschma that have done a really nice job all throughout camp and really consistent. Like that a lot.
No Malik today obviously opens up a lot more reps for the other quarterbacks. What did you see from that group today?
I mean, kind of like I said, there's some fantastic stuff, but I think when they get into these situations, there's probably some nerves wanting to show us what they can do, but it's pretty critical at those points that you simplify your thought process, because it's really easy to go to a place where you're worrying about a lot of stuff that's not your job. I felt like we did that today at times. But a couple beautiful throws, good job running the system. I thought, counting a couple drives that I was pretty impressed by. It was good to see him. I was happy for him that he got that going.
Coach talked a lot about the reps that some of the first stringers have started just over the next couple of practices, Monday and Tuesday. How much are you going to try to give them some time off before the rest of the next week and the week after that kind of is game time getting ready for Cal?
Yeah, I mean, just you want to maybe take it a little easier physically. When you do ask them to be physical, you want to be efficient with it. It's not just the volume thing at this point. They've got the volume under their belts. It's the details and the focus and the execution of the little things that we're asking them to do. So we'll be smart about what we're doing the next couple of weeks, but that doesn't mean it's off. It's certainly locked and loaded, detailed, and we need to keep pushing that.
With what you saw today, then the number 2 spot at quarterback, is that up for grabs, or are you pretty settled at what you want to do?
I think we have a pretty good idea, of what that thing's going to look like right now.
And is that Jabari based on his experience and what he's done so far in camp?
Yeah, I think Jabari's a player that we've got a lot of faith in, a lot of trust in. I think his highs last year were really high, and we need to just bring him up so that it's more consistent. The kid is sharp. He works hard at it. He's talented. Super excited about the ways that he can help us this season.
He made a throw in camp this week where he threw a ball over the top and hit a guy downfield in a way that kind of hadn't really seen out of him before. Is that what you're seeing as well? Is just better accuracy on some of that?
Yeah, Jabari's always been able to spin it. I mean, putting him in situations and in spots where he's moving, he's at his best. I think he's an elite athlete. He's dynamic with the football in his hands, but I think to act like he's just a runner is not true. The kid can really throw the football. So I think we've all known that that's in there. Just giving him the opportunities to do it is kind of on us to get that part of it going for him.
With injuries in the receiving core, I mean, how important is it that guys like Eddie and other young guys have stepped up sort of the way they have the first couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's super important. I mean, the hard thing about a receiver room is once you have any injuries, that load goes on to somebody else, and you need a group of guys that are tough and can fight through stuff, because once you start dwindling a little bit, more guys have to carry the load for others. We've got a couple guys in that room that have really stepped up and been tough, been warriors through camp, so I really appreciate the way they've worked, but they've gotten better through it, and that's exciting. They're not just out there spinning their wheels, they're getting better at playing football, which credit to them and to Coach McCann for the work they're doing in there.
Over the last several years, we've seen kind of, throughout games, a couple of quarterbacks come in. We saw it last year with Jabari and Giovanni. Year before that, I'm trying to remember, it was DJ, and I don't know why I'm blanking on whoever the quarterback. Yeah, thank you, Aiden, thank you. Is that something that's still on the table this season, or do you feel like the team's kind of going back to more of that traditional, one quarterback in for the entire game, and what are you kind of looking at for that?
I don't want to say. I mean, send it to Justin Wilcox. Yeah, here's the plan. No, I think we've got plans for everything. It's always about getting your best 11 out there and figuring out who's, can help you win football games. And so whatever that looks like is what it'll look like. But I think you guys will, it'll develop over the next couple of weeks. And as we start, really diving deeper into the game plan, and, that'll kind of come to life a little bit more.
2 weeks until kickoff. Is this offense where you want it to be 2 weeks before kickoff?
I'm not the type of person to ever be very happy with anything. My wife doesn't like that about me, and she reminds me. No, but I like where we're at. But I'm never going to be totally, this is great. This is exactly. So we got to get better. We got to get better this afternoon and tomorrow. Obviously there's a lot of stuff that we can work on. Every team, every person has a upper bar and a lower bar, and you either get better by raising your upper bar or raising your lower bar. Some of the guys that we're going to play with weren't out there today, but some of the guys that we're going to count on as the year goes on were out there, and they've got to be better than they were today. So there's always ways to improve it.